Yeah, so we will start. Um, so we can start sharing.
Visible?
Yeah, coming up. See now. Yeah, we can see
Yeah,
now.
we can. Yes, sir. Basically, sir, this is a sample architecture. In before of this, we can even have an AWS. Sir, everything comes under an account, sir. In this basically we need to select a region, particularly where we need to run. So, region can be decided according to the architecture or the customers we're targeting and all, and according to our security purposes as well. So, in that region, we need to configure the VPCs. So, how many VPCs we required according to the IP addresses and how many environments we have like dev, QA, and UAT and production. So we configure. So basically, the architecture within the VPC is like this. So there are subnets within the VPCs. So basically, according to the region, there are subnets we'll be creating. So public and private subnets we have. So in this private and public subnets, the architecture basically looks in this way. Within AWS account, there's a region. Within the region, we have VPC. Within the VPC, we have subnets. So this is basically how it is. So from this, the internet, we are exposed to internet gateway. Internet gateway will be traffic will be coming from internet gateway. From internet gateway, due to the route tables, we will be getting the traffics into this. Yeah. Basically, so how this is we only public subnets can be and EC2 instance can be interacted from the outside of from the internet gateway from the public payment to say. So this is how the architecture. Then from the NAT gateway setup will be done in the public subnet, and the internet is extracted to the private subnet. So basically, this is the architecture. So within this, we deploy or provision the EC2 instances as a server to run our applications. Yeah. So in this route tables and all configurations is done actually. So apart from this, we can even do an auto scaling. Yeah.
Hold on.
Yes.
So I will give you one use case. Okay. And
Yes.
then how you will design your this architecture, you try to tell me.
Okay.
Okay. The use case is you have joined as a DevOps engineer or DevOps lead, let's say.
Okay.
These all would be done by the lead, so that I will call you as a lead now. Hmm.
Okay.
So you joined as a lead at GTS, and my requirement is I have a product, okay,
Okay.
and that is your service platform product, which I have to deploy and run it for production.
Okay.
Now I will have multiple other infrastructures, one for DevOps engineers separately for playing and learning, right, and trying out their R&Ds.
Okay.
Another will be for UI team, where web applications will be deployed and they can do all their stuff.
Okay. Sir.
Next one is for microservice team or backend team. Yeah.
Okay.
And other one is for databases, all data related stuff.
Okay.
And another one is for QA team for only testing related tools and being installed. Okay, performance testing, regression, all kind of thing.
Oh.
And Other than that, I will have other infrastructures, normal flow of a deployment like dev, QA, pre-prod, or trunk, and pre-prod to then production.
Yes, sir.
So these are my requirements.
Okay.
Okay. So that case, how your account should look like, your VPC, subnet, and all, how they should look like. So
Okay.
you don't need to draw right away, but I want you to draw it to practice later on. But you give me the overall view how you would plan to design that architecture.
Okay, sir. How I would design is basically in whole organization we'll be having one AWS account, sir. In this, what we'll be doing is we'll be creating an AWS organizations. In these organizations, we'll be creating groups, sir. Group called for every team. There I'll be creating a group, sir. Like for dev, like for QA, and for and what I'll be doing is pre-production and visual productions. I'll be creating a groups and I'll be creating an users for this. And what I'll be doing is I'll be associating. I mean, I'll be giving this roles, IAM roles or permissions to the group level. And what I'll be doing is I'll be creating an IAM user and I'll be just attaching, or I'll be move the users to the particular group what they are doing actually. And I'll be according to the users permissions they can able to do the work actually. So for them, if I need to create an infrastructure, that then I'll be creating particular for every group I will be creating a VPC and all for every individual for the to create. So I'll be creating a separate environment for them by using a Terraform script. So spin up creating a VPC, then with the subnets, then configure route tables and internet gateway, NAT gateway, and then with the how many EC2Ss are required for them to work and on their basis. I'll be configuring this architecture. So, but basically to working. So our if for DB like DB instances, we need to store the data. So as DB is about the data security, we need to configure that EC2 instance or the servers within the private subnet as it is a security related things. So if other from the I'll be creating an infrastructure for a QA team, so where they can test their code, regression testing and testing. I mean user testing can be done there. I'll be creating an infrastructure. Okay, so infrastructure will be created. So and they can access it actually with the server your EC2 instance IDs. They can use login with the putty. I'll be creating a putty, and for high availability, what I'll be doing is I'll be attaching an auto scaling group with the particular subnets, and after the subnets, what I'll be doing is auto scaling. After scaling, I'll be attaching this auto scaling template to the ALB load balancer, and the load balancer will be attached to this. In this load balancer, what I'll be doing, SSL certification will be given, and then DNS route 53. If any private, public things are there in our VPC to be accessed, then we'll be giving a DNS route. Like for Prometheus and Grafana, we'll be having a DNS of our own. So where we'll create a user ID and passwords for them, and we access it.
Yeah, I think this is good description. Okay, so that you have to do in practical. So put your mindset in that way.
Okay, okay.
So what you are going to do is you are going to draw that diagram in detail, the architecture diagram,
Okay.
right? And use the AWS icon, like how we have used for account, region, VPC.
Yes.
Icons properly, and make a nice architecture diagram.
Sure,
That will
sure.
be your next exercise.
Okay, okay, sure, sir.
See, I'll tell you the idea behind it. Okay. So
Okay.
when you go for an interview, okay, what they see is you have really done the work hands-on or not.
Yes,
What
sir.
happens? You go through certain YouTube videos and you claim that I have worked on it. You read some
Yes.
article and then you claim worked on it. But interviewer is further clever because they have experience of more than years, 15 years like that. They know someone who has really done it, how they will answer versus a person who has done or just watched YouTube videos or article and they are trying to answer,
Yes, sir.
right? So you will do it in hands-on, practically, everything, and that starts from here. So first you have to put your mindset with in the architectural direction.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah. So prepare. That will be your next exercise where you will prepare a detailed architecture diagram for the use case which I gave you,
Yes, sir. Okay.
and write down that use case in your own words and send it to me, which will be your first slide of your requirement.
Okay, okay. Yes.
So I will review it, and if any connection is there, I will tell you.
Okay, okay. Sure, sir.
Move on next. But yeah, good, good.
Yes, sir. So this is about the architecture, sir. So if I want to, I mean, demonstrate about the VPC, how it is look and what are the things involved in VPC, I would have done, sir, but I am I'm having a problem with AWS account. So if you don't mind, if someone share their screen, I would navigate them with the AWS account where what and all.
Who wants to share AWS account?
Yeah, I'm shared my account, sir.
Yeah, please, must. If you screen share it, I'll just navigate it. Now in the search, we you go for VPC in the search. Yeah, this is the, I mean, the dashboard of VPC. So in this we can see the,
What's your region first?
yes, sir, it's North Virginia, US East one.
So by default, this region will come, right? So better you always try to change it to your ASEAN specific,
Yeah,
Asia
we
Mumbai.
can-
Select.
yeah, Asia Pacific Mumbai. Mustang, please select the Asia Pacific Mumbai. AP South one is the notation given for this Mumbai. So basically, this dashboard gives the out and out on what are the things that are already present and what is the count of it. So VPC is NAT gateway, subnets, VPC peering connections, route tables, internet gateway, ingress on the internet gateway. DHCP is one of the thing, and security groups, how many security groups, NACLs, all we can have in this thing actually. So everything we can create here itself. Elastic IP is here, and endpoints we can even do the peering connection here and a transit gateway. And Mustang, could you left side? If you see the left side, yeah, please scroll down. Yeah, firewall securities and everything is done here, knuckles and you know, still Mustang. Yeah, VPN connections, no, transit gateway. So here we have a transit gateway. We need to create it, everything. It's as we have discussed, it is like a peering connection, but mostly I mean no secure connection as well. So we configure into it this in the VPC levels. So Mustang just navigate to VPC. VPC select VPC. So this is a basic default VPC that is given by main AWS by default. You must if you go back, we'll create one VPC. Create a VPC. Click on create VPC. So we can create a VPC and everything step by step manually, but what we can automate here is if we are doing this using a VPC module. I mean, go with the VPC and more option. So in this, actually we have two, availability zones. So that's the reason why AP South 1 and AP South 2 that is showing, and there are two subnets in each availability zone. So by clicking on that, this is the configurations that are predefinedly that are going to create. So these are the network route table. It will be configuring by itself, and this is with the one click. It will AWS by itself. It will create what are the required things. So Mustang go left actually. So auto generate we have here we have given the name as a project. So in the below we have a CIDR block, that is our range of IP address. The maximum that we can get is 65,536. In that we need to give subnet masking after this when creating a subnets. So as we have only given that it's 10.0.0.
So in the subnet, the first number 10.
Yes, sir.
Can it be any number?
We can actually create with any number, sir, but there is a restriction that this type of, there are classes in IP addresses. So for private IP addresses, we need to use 10 dot or 172 dot 192 dot. These are used for private IP addresses.
There are a specific list of numbers which only you can choose, not anything which we want.
Yes, sir.
And why it is 16? Can I have it 12 or 4 or 5? Any number? What does it mean? What is the meaning of 16?
I mean, it is an bits, sir. There are actually 10.0.0.0. There are totally, in one octet there are 8 bits. So, totally there will be of 32 bits. So in this 32 bits, 2 bits. The 16 bits will be reserved with AWS itself, and the 16 bits are host bits which we will be using. So basically this is the highest what we can achieve in this. So that's the reason why /16 we cannot go below this actually. So we need to create with the basic starting of /16. We can go above this. We can go above this, but we cannot go with below 16. So this is how available IPs, and we can change the CIDR block as well if needed. So in the below, if you see that number of availability zones, so we can give the what are the availability zones. If we click on 3, number of 3, we will be creating another subnet as well. Mustang, if you click on number of availability zones as 3, let's see what's below left side bottom. Left. Number of availability zones, it is on 2, what's 3? Yeah, click on 3. Now it is AP South 1C. There are then another 2 subnets have been created with the public and private. So according to our use case, we can go first and left side left. So number of public subnets we
If you see at the route tables, it is 4. So
yes
how it is mapping? 3 subnet but 4 route tables.
yes sir. So Mustang, if you click on the line of the every thing, you will be getting to know. No, not in the after the subnet. After subnet in the between of one and two. Yeah. Same. Yeah. So this is regarding this. Yeah.
Saying how this number is, why it is 4, why not 3? How the
Why
mapping is happening for route table? Is it one route table for one subnet or how it is?
one route table for the one? I mean one availability is one sir. Actually, private we have we I mean we only needed one public. One public we can configure to another sir. For everything we need to have a private. We need to have for separately.
Basically, one public is there, which is common for all the subnets. And for
Yes sir.
each subnet,
Route table.
right?
Private. Yes. And it is attached with internet gateway and all, so with the private public. Even we can give the NAT gateway as well. Mustang, could you please go left? Yeah, below. So here we can give the what is the NAT gateway that is required. We can specify this, and we can give the VPC endpoint as well. For VPC endpoint, how its work is without internet, it will be just configuring, communicating with the VPCs. We don't need an internet connection, but it can be directly be accessed. So this is a gateway actually, endpoint gateway. So by click on the, if you can click on the create VPC, it will be configuring and creating a VPC for you. Mustang, if you click on create VPC. Also.
Notice what all resources it is creating.
Yes, sir. View VPC. So basically, this is our VPC. So the CIDR range, could you please go down, Mustang? CIDRs, and click on CIDRs. Below this. So this is our CIDR range. So IPv4 is a CIDR and this is our VPC ID and all. So if you go in this,
Question here.
yes,
You have this CIDR range 16. So view a list of IPs which you can use.
yes,
Same range will be used by the another person or another account, let's say.
okay.
When you publicly expose one IP as public, right? How does it distinguish between
Sir, if actually the thing is, if we are using this public IP is a random IP that is given, sir. So if not, what we'll be doing is we'll be giving an elastic IP. So elastic IP has its IP addresses which is unique to the public. I mean, so we can use it. So we can attach our elastic IP to the instances, and we can use it, sir. It will vary actually.
So that means there is when you post certain thing publicly, so that IP is unique across the world, universe.
Yes, yes,
When you are using your VPC and subnet, you have this particular range. So these IP unique within that VPC.
within that way. Yes, sir. Actually,
Therefore,
these are private IP address which will be within the VPC, sir. If something is going with out of our VPC which need to be accessed in through the internet, we'll go with a random IP or which is not this, which does not belong to the CIDR block, which is attached to it, and act as a public IP address.
that is the very correct and important information everybody should know, right? How the public IP which you are exposing outside, right, to the internet versus these IP. That is why these are a private virtual network, private, right? So these all are private within your virtual network.
Yes, sir.
This is a very important question they may ask you during interview. Okay,
Yes, sir. Yes.
right.
This is one of the things, sir. And if you just copy the VPC ID, Mastan. No, no, no. VPC ID. Yeah. Now go to subnet. Yeah, and these are the resources. So we need to filter out according to the VPC. So find the resources in the search button. Find resources by attributes. Yeah, here you give the VPC is equals to VPC is equals to, yeah,
You can
give
select.
this easy.
Yeah.
So these are the our subnets within our VPCs. So these are subnets ID as well. So if you go, so this is basically how it is. So if you go to the route tables, must go to route tables. So now what you will do is, so filter this with the same VPC. So this is the thing. This is our basic thing. So if you get into one, just get into one route table ID. So select one ID. Yeah. So click on routes. No, routes on the left side. So yeah, it come down. Yeah, this is the actually the destination, and this is the thing. So the target is huh? VPC ID, which is associated with this. And if you go to the subnet association, mustn't go with the subnet association to this route where we are routing the traffic to which subnet we need to route the traffic will be given here. The subnet we can see here in the subnet association in which the route table the destination is given. Project subnet private 1 AP South 1A. Into this subnet, the traffic has been routed. So basically, for every route, there is a, there is particular subnet associations for each and every route tables. And so if you go with the internet gateway, left side. So this is the internet gateway what we have created. The same VPC ID it is showing. So this is the internet gateway which is attached to our VPC, and through this the internet is getting into our virtual private cloud. And we can even give an elastic IP to our EC2 instance. There is an EIP as well. We need to create and
Can you go to egress?
egress only internet.
Very important because all your traffic in and out, your security level will be surrounding this.
Okay.
Did you
Create
create
egress.
egress? Can you create one egress?
Give a name and select the. Yeah. Okay. Egress is been attached. Now go with the egress on only internet gateway. click on the home page. No,
So,
internet, not internet case.
yeah. So, do you want to quickly tell about egress and ingress? What are they?
Ingress is nothing but incoming traffic, sir. Ingress is nothing but outgoing traffic.
What are they, and how do we need to use them? What is that we need to consider for this?
So how I configure in this is actually the traffic what are getting into our into our servers. Or I will be configuring it in NAC in subnet level and server level. So the traffic which is getting into our subnet level is handled by NACLs. NACLs will be configuring. It is a stateless thing. So we'll be configuring a rule. So this type of traffic has to be it need to be allowed, and even we need to give an outbound rule as well for the what are the traffic that has to be moving from the uh, subnet. So this is a one of the ingress and ingress both will be given in this in the form of rule. So another thing that is we are having is so security groups. This is given in the level of EC2 instance. I mean to say the server. So we'll be giving an in the security rules. This is a stateful application. This is a stateful security group. So whatever the traffic that is getting into our EC2 instance, they'll go to out of the EC2 instance. It will carry the information. I mean to say. So we'll just configure what type of traffic that need to be configured. I mean that need to be allowed into our EC2 instance, like SSH, HTTP, HTTPS, what type of ICP, and then IMPS. It's not IMPS. ICMP protocols. What all things that the traffic has to be carried forward. Will be mentioning that. So this is the ingress and ingress that I will configure. I used.
So, we hear the term firewall. So, what is firewall here?
Firewall is like a security, sir, which will allow, only, I mean, allow or deny or allow the traffic according.
Is there any relation with ingress and egress with firewall?
Yes, sir. It is actually a traffic and measurement of, I mean, security of traffic, sir. So it will check the traffic and what, according to our firewall rules, what type of traffic has to be allowed.
So, is firewall different than ingress and egress?
No, sir. Uh, Firewall is basically the same, sir, actually.
That is the thing I was trying to hear. See, ingress and egress are the firewall. So, it is ingress firewall, egress firewall. And the firewall is always certain rules which basically filters in your packet level, data packet level. So,
Yes, sir.
data which moves in or out of your network, so that data packet, right? The data packet is filtered via those rules, whether those packets are allowed to come inside the network or certain packets are allowed to go outside.
Yes, sir.
Also, the validations, it does the validations on the network layer.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir. And this is actually my thing to describe.
So there are a couple of more options. Go to the left side. Go up. Where we saw the egress, no? There. DHC option set. So these are all advanced things. Further, we will do in our future classes. But we have to learn about those things as well, along with endpoint services also, and how the peering connections.
Yes, sir. We can do the peering connection as well. So if we have a EC2 instance, I mean VPC in another region at the same region, by giving the VPC ID, so we can establish one will be a receiver, one will be a requester. So by giving the IP, I mean the CIDR block and changing the route tables and all, we can establish a connection with the VPC peering, and same with the transit gateway.
So, guys, see, we have to make a mind map on the left side table what you have, right? So, if you see, there is a clear map between your VPC subnet and tables, which we saw, right? So, you saw a hierarchy. VPC has
Yes.
multiple subnets, and then you have one public subnet applicable for public route table for common for all subnets, and then one route table for each. You have an internet gateway, like so. Minimize the in the left side options that virtual private cloud is there. Minimize that. Click on that left side that triangle. So virtual private network security. Minimize that security. DNS firewall, network firewall, virtual private network, AWS verified access, transit gateways, traffic mirroring. Okay. So see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These 8 things, what is there, right? So these all you have to master. Okay. And as much you go deeper inside, day by day, you have to learn on all of them. Okay.
Yes.
So to start with the VPC concept, it was very good presentation, Sweb, and well done. Big hands for him.
Okay, thanks.
So yeah, great. So next will be your the overall architecture presentation for the use case which I have given you.
Sure, sure.
Okay. Do you have any question? Anything else?
No, sir. It's fine. Good.
So with this, what I'm going to do is